Okay, Brazos County Commissioners will meet in workshop session. Hold it. Now, Brazos County Commissioners will meet in the workshop session. That's March 25th, 9:30 here in the Commissioners Courtroom. First item is call to orders. The second is general discussion of the status of the parking garage transition with specific discussion of current leased parking spots. And I think, yeah, it should.
Good morning, Court and Judge. I'm Ed Bull. I'm Chief of Staff. I just want to introduce the situation as we have right now. Since the lease has been signed, we've gathered up a transition team, an ad hoc, if you would, kind of run by Bob Lampkin, one of our project managers. It consists of risk management, IT, the Sheriff's Department, the audit, budget, and I think I've already said risk management, and of course the project management team. We've been working through issues, learning more of the parking garage as we move forward. Bob's going to give you an overview of where we are in the transition moving forward for April 15th. But specifically, we wanted to talk about the 16 leased or potentially leased parking spaces, how they're currently being operated, and what we want to do moving forward. Anything that we feel that we present and that needs to be changed, and of course goes before the court for approval, will be on next week's agenda in order for us to do a notice and potentially a modification in the rates of just those leased parking spaces. So with that said, I'll turn it over to Bob.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Bob Lampkin, Project Management. As Ed mentioned, we started a transition team after the approval of the project or the lease agreement beginning April 15th. And in that, we went through and identified kind of probably 120 different items that we needed to look at, both short-term and long-term. We started focusing on the short-term items, things that we needed to have in place before April 15th, including like service contracts for elevators, you know, the equipment that we're going to take over. Also looking at our facility services, the landscaping, the services they're going to provide. And then kind of long-term, you know, what does that service look like, you know, in the years to come. And currently, the transit district will still be using the bus terminal portion. They will continue to staff that, and that staffing, those people will be there from 4:30 to 7:30 every day. They will help respond to calls during the day. They're going to continue to clean the entire office end of that building, and they'll do just general trash pickup, walk around the building, and things like that. And that's part of the lease agreement was for them to provide that service, as we're going to, you know, cover the utilities and stuff on that end of the building. They also was a part of a larger project they had going on before. They're installing a new gate and ticketing system. And so the old one was the original one that was installed there, and they've had issues with that over the years. And so that is slated for transition or for changing out sometime in May. And we'll get our facility services and IT group involved with that transition. After that new ticketing system is in place, we'll start our after-hours response to services and stuff over there. So if a person hits a call button, currently that goes through a series of people on their side. And what it'll do is it'll go to our non-emergency SO number, and they'll be able to see basically the entrance and the exit gates and be able to respond to a call. And that could be just opening up a gate by clicking a button. But they'll also have a kind of, here's who I need to contact if there's any issues. And then we have started, again, part of a longer term thing of looking at just parking rates in and around the area, from Northgate to Century Square to flat parking, everything else. And as we transition to the new gate and ticketing system, we'll begin to look at what that may look at us if we decide to evaluate rates or do anything at that point. So again, it's just kind of general what we got going on. And again, we're going through and meeting every week and getting things knocked off that list. No questions, or if there are questions, I don't know if I want to turn it over to Katie or not. Talk about the main portion.
Katie Connor, County Auditor. I have provided y'all, I'm sorry, Commissioner Bentley, here, a pro forma on the cost, because I heard that that was something y'all were interested in. So I went ahead and provided that. That's based on our current contracts. I kind of took a look at our elevator contract and fire response systems and kind of came up with an idea of what it's going to be on ours. The revenue numbers are from the transit district. Currently, there are 16 reserved spaces over at the paid reserved spaces at the parking garage. That's about, sorry, let me gather my thoughts for a second. Okay. They are not currently under contract. They are on a month-to-month basis. Apparently, many of them signed a contract originally, but when it expired after a year, they just went on a month-to-month basis and stayed at the $50 per month rate. So we want to go ahead, since we know we're going to take it over April 15th, go ahead and try to send out a notice and set lease terms starting May 1st. Some of those lease terms include that we want to start the contracts or payments due on the first of the month. Right now, I think it varies based on when they actually sign their original lease. So it could be having to, it's my efficiency plug. Rather than go and find everybody each day who needs to be charged, we're going to charge them all on the first, so that way we don't have to go spend extra time. And so it'll increase our efficiency as far as taking over the leases, the reserve spaces. Our plan is to send out the notice after Commissioners Court adopts the terms being payment on the first in advance for the month. $50, what we want to do is go ahead and send out that lease with the notice and suggest that they go ahead and sign that lease for the period May 1st to December 31st so they can lock in their current rate, because after that is when we anticipate we would be ready to consider our rates. Commissioners Court, we would have enough information and enough background to go ahead and consider if we want to keep the rates the way they are or if y'all want to increase them. But if they can sign the lease through December 31st, that'll go ahead and lock it in at $50 a month for them. If they choose not to do a lease, we're looking at going ahead and continue the month to month, but the notice will provide them that it's going up to $70 a month without a lease. If they choose to sign a lease after May 1st, we will prorate it for the $50 a month as long as they go ahead and sign through December 31st. Any variations of that we'll probably have to bring to Commissioners Court. I don't know if there will be, but we'll have to bring those to Commissioners Court as you can, so you can pursue or not, whatever y'all want to do. Let's see.
Are we limited to 16 reserved spots, or that's just all the people, that's just the number of people who have chosen to have a designated spot?
The second answer. Those are the only, and we have some employees, mainly because of where it's at, they've chosen. The employees can park anywhere in the parking garage, but some of them have chosen to lease spaces so that they're on the first floor because they're constantly taking equipment in and out of the courthouse, mostly court reporters.
Katie, that's only $4 a day per person for a reserved spot. That seems,
Yes, sir.
That seems awful light.
Understood.
Because all those reserved spots are on the first floor, close to the entrance exit. Yeah.
On the courthouse side, always, when I used to come to the courthouse for, jury duty or whatever, that side is always has the most cars
full.
parked there, the fullest.
Yeah, we have, I can give you some statistics on what we have going on over there. We have probably on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, 800 people coming through that door. There's not a lot of places to park over there, so odds are almost all of those are going to be parking in the parking garage. On Thursdays Thursdays, we have about 600. Fridays, we have about 400. Employees, we have 190 employees in the courthouse themselves. I hate to do this because it's going to scare everybody. I'm going to need we're going to have water balloons or something for them to throw at me. But if you chose to charge employees the $1 an hour that the garage is currently charging for day use, it would amount to $8,550 a week. Again, there's 190 employees plus about 58 community supervision employees. The other consideration is jurors. We have anywhere from 270 to 405 jurors pulled in, not polled, pulled in every week. I say every week, but of course, whether the trial actually goes to that state or not, to the case does or not, is questionable, but you can't judge that ahead of time. You really don't know until it's time. And that's about 90% of the people that are sent notices actually show up for jury duty.
We ought to charge Jarvis Parsons for all that. Oh, Jarvis, just kidding.
So Jarvis has 50
There he
employees,
is.
and he's about $2,600 a month.
So do we comp I'm trying to remember jury duty. Do we comp their parking when they come, as a part of their
Yes.
civic duty to serve? We don't charge the
Yes,
the
we give
jury.
them a validation card
Right,
to be able to
right.
get
That's
out of the
what I was
parking
trying to
garage.
remember. Right,
Mhm.
okay.
272nd bailiff actually handles that for us.
Okay.
And he basically collects enough for the voir dire section of jury pools.
Yeah, right.
And then he gives the courts the ones that are actually selected, because those go on further.
Okay.
The other consideration that will probably come up, but we are not sure how Commissioners Court wants to proceed, is special events. That will probably come up before December 31st. And so the Commissioners Court will have to decide how they want to charge for that, or if they want to charge for that.
Katie, when Brian has the special events on the, was it the first and third? They always have a sign that says free parking in the parking garage.
And it's my understanding that they have that agreement through August of 2025 with Transit.
Do they pay Transit anything for that? For all
They
those people?
have.
They have?
They have.
Okay.
So that they offset the costs for the visitors to try to entice people to come downtown Bryan.
Yes, yes.
Can we get that number at some point?
Of how much?
Yes, how much
Yes,
they're paying Transit?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Did I get all the terms?
So just to follow up with the court, next week we'll be putting on a lease for the court to approve, as well as the approval to do the payments for the first of the month, as well as that notice out to those people currently parking in those spaces, as well as the potential change to the $70 for month to month, though, for those that do not sign the lease.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else got any questions?
Will we be charging the bus people monthly rent?
Do what?
The bus,
Come up to the,
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm not bashful. The bus, are we gonna be charging them a monthly rent? Or-
no, they still
Or is it-
own the parking garage.
Okay.
We have a contract. The lease is for everything but the bus terminal. They still own the bus terminal. They still control that. So no, we won't be charging them because we don't have control of it.
Okay, okay. And adult probation, are they paying the feds, no monthly rent or
No,
anything?
we have, when that was a,
Chapter 76 of the Government Code requires us to provide a building and utilities and desks and computers to adult probation.
Thank you.
she told you.
all right. Any other questions, comments? I believe that ends the workshop session, and it's 9:45. And we'll come back at 10 o'clock and have a regular session.